The Q3 unit has two USB ports at the back, a network port, an S-video out, as well as an SVGA out. There are three areas to connect probes to at any one time. To connect a probe, lay the unit flat, take the probe with the pins and lay it on top of the probe connector. Without putting too much pressure, tighten the probe connector until it feels firmly in place. To turn on the unit, press the button in the bottom right hand corner. The startup screen will display while the system loads. Functions for the touchscreen unit can be found on the bottom of the screen. To change frequency, just hit the frequency button and you'll get your options of pen, gen, res or tissue harmonic imaging. Down the bottom you can change other features such as expand mode, persistence, dynamic range, and color map. To access different parts of the menu, hit the multi-menu button in the bottom of the screen. This will give you other options such as enhance, left and right flip, up and down flip, acoustic power, and tissue specific imaging, muscle, fat, fluid or general. Hitting the function button brings up different menu options including probe, zoom, comment, body mark, measure and patient list. Let's hit probe. Hitting probe is going to give us an option of any different probes that are connected, as well as various presets for cardiology, OBS, small parts, etc. To do a measure, we just hit the measure button. If we'd like to get rid of this menu on the left hand side of the screen, we just click across to menu. We're going to measure distance. One way to measure distance is just to touch any marker on the screen or any point on the screen. It's going to give us the option to select that spot, which we will, and then we hit somewhere else on the screen and it's going to give us the distance between those 2 points. If we want to move without having our finger in the way, we can use the little trackball or virtual trackball which is on the screen here before selecting that as our distance. 3 distance volume can be found in the bottom left hand side of the screen and our calculation is going to come up in this point down here. First distance, second distance, and third distance giving us our volume here, just as an example. By hitting the mode button, we can choose between B mode, 2B mode or split screen mode, (4B mode), or movement mode. To change the depth of our image, we can use the knob down the bottom of the unit here. We can zoom out or zoom in. The most shallow depth that we can get to using the convex probe. The knob at the bottom of the unit here is a multifunction knob. By turning it to the left and right, we can adjust the time gain compensation. By sliding the bars along on the screen. Once we're happy with where it's at, we can just hit here to exit there. At the same time, while the time gain compensation is being adjusted, we can continue to use the knob to change the gain of the image. By clicking the button in again, we can then change the depth of the image. Our unit can go as shallow as 3 centimeters with the convex probe or 1.5 centimeters with the linear probe. And it can zoom out as far as 25 centimeters with the convex probe. To freeze our image, we hit this hard button at the bottom of the unit. In this frozen mode, we can slide along our cine loop using the knob on the bottom of the unit. With this button down here, we can save our cine loop into our thumbnails to review later or to export to USB. By pressing this button at the bottom of the unit, we can create a new patient. All details can be entered in here using our soft keyboard, or we can use a USB keyboard to enter the patient information. Once all of the information has been entered, we can click OK to begin a new exam. The 2 USB ports at the back of the unit can be used to attach a wireless mouse and keyboard, as well as a regular USB to export our images and videos to. Once we've connected our mouse and keyboard, we'll be able to use our mouse here for such functions as measurement, and moving cursors about the screen. We can also now use our mouse to select options from the menu at the bottom of the screen. The middle knob of the mouse can be used in the same way that our knob can be used down here on the unit. Right clicking on the mouse brings up our measurement options. Right clicking on the mouse will also exit from our measurement options. With a wireless USB keyboard attached, we can also use our keyboard to create notes on the screen. If we don't want to use the keyboard to create notes on the screen, we can simply use our comment button here, and that'll bring up our soft touch keyboard. To export an image that we've saved to USB, all we have to do is select our image up here in our thumbnail section and then hit our export button here,